Life is messy, it's noisy. There's stuff pulling at you from every direction. Marcus Aurelius says it well in Meditations. He says, "The secret to a happy life is to accept calmly whatever may happen, to ask only that it be over soon." But how do we do that? How do we keep our minds calm when everything around us seems intent on driving us crazy? The Stoics have some ideas about that. And in this video, we're going to talk about 4 of them. Welcome to the channel. If you want to be notified of new videos, hit subscribe. Also, there's a link in the description for our free newsletter. You sign up and every Friday, you'll get a philosophy-themed email sent to your inbox. Okay, let's get started. Practice 1, don't believe everything you think. This is a strange one. It's almost like saying don't believe everything you see or don't believe everything you hear. But Epicurus says something similar. He says, many a thing you think you'll need for happiness is not needed. In fact, he says, most of what we want isn't even real. We're just mistaken. He says, death is not as scary as you think it is, or not as clever as we think we are. Immortality isn't as distant as you think it is. People aren't as evil as you think they are. We tend to inflate things in our minds. We think about the worst-case scenario. We ruminate on all the ways things can go wrong. We imagine people thinking worse about us than they actually do. We think we need more money or more fame or more power. But most of these things, Epicurus says, aren't even true. So if this is true, then shouldn't we just try to not believe everything we think? Shouldn't we take what we think with a grain of salt? Well, Epictetus thought so. He says, of all the things we've lost in life, the most important thing we've lost is the ability to think. Before we speak, before we act, we form an opinion. We ponder it. We think about it. Yet how often is that thought accurate? How often is that thought based on reality? What he's getting at here is that much of our anxiety comes from thoughts that we have unchecked. And that's why he says, it's our judgments about things, not the things themselves, that cause us trouble. So before you jump into action, before you start believing your own hype, ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it based on facts? Or am I just making stuff up? No. 2, think about where you are. Seneca says, he who is everywhere is nowhere. Do you know what I mean by that? That sometimes we so busy focusing on what's over there or over there that we forget about where we actually are. I think about how far away we are from winning the lottery, or from finally paying off that loan, or from being famous, or from losing weight, or from going viral. And all of those things are fine things to think about, because sometimes we need motivation. Sometimes we need to stay focused on the goal. But if all we're doing is fantasizing, if all we're doing is daydreaming about some future place, then we're missing what's happening right now. And that was the point that Seneca was making. He was saying, you couldn't really enjoy success if you always thinking about what EA's next, or you couldn't enjoy the present moment if all you rethinking about is the past or the future. We have to practice gratitude for where we are and thinking about where we are. Marcus Aurelius says, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. He doesn't say to think about how much work you have to do or how many problems you have to solve. He doesn't say to think about how much weight you have to lose or how much money you still need to make. He says simply to think about the miracle of being alive, to think about the beauty of existence itself. So when you're tempted to think about the past or the future, come back to the present. Ask yourself, what can I appreciate right now? What am I grateful for in this very moment?
Practice 3.
Focus on what's in your control. When it comes to life, there's a lot of things that are out of our control. The weather, the economy, other people, their opinions, their actions, their inactions, the past, death, things that are going to happen in the future. The list goes on and on and on. And the Stoics understood that there were many things that were out of our control. But they also said there were things that were in our control. And so they recommended that we focus on those. Marcus Aurelius says some things are up to us, others not. Up to us are thoughts, our impulses, our reactions, our words. It's not up to us the opinions of others, events in the world, the weather, the shape of the earth. The key is to know which is which. And that's why they say we should focus on what's in our control, because the truth is, that's the only thing we can actually change. Other people, the economy, the weather, those things are not up to us. They are not in our control. So why waste our energy worrying about them? Why not instead focus on the things that we can change? Our attitude, our approach, the way we respond, the way we think about things, the way we care for ourselves, the way we treat other people. These are the things that are in our control. These are the things that we should be focusing on. So when you feel like your mind is spinning out of control, when you feel like there's just chaos all around you, bring your attention back to what's in your control. Ask yourself, what is up to me? What can I change? What kind of attitude will I have today? What's my response going to be? What's my reaction going to be? What can I do right now to inch myself closer to the kind of person I want to be? Because the truth is, while you can't control the world, you can control you. Practice 4. Don't be frightened of being alone. Most people think that they're lonely, but what they actually are is scared. They're scared to be alone with themselves. I understand that because I'm the same way. When I'm in a crowded room, I might think I'm more confident, but in reality, I'm just hiding. I'm hiding from myself. I'm hiding from the quiet. I'm hiding from the silence. I'm hiding from the things I don't want to face. But the Stoics say that we should welcome that time alone. We should welcome that silence. That's where we learn the most about ourselves. That's where we get the clarity we need. Marcus Aurelius says, "The fruit of this life is good character and acts for the common good." And this is the final test. The question before us is, are we capable of being alone? If we're not, what does that say about our relationship to ourselves? And that's why they say we should welcome being alone, because that's where we find our independence. That's where we find our freedom. It's where we find ourselves. So the next time you feel like your mind is all over the place, the next time you feel like you're surrounded by too much chaos, step away from the noise. Step away from the distractions. Step away from the people pleasing. Step away from the drama. Take some time to be alone. Ask yourself, what do I really value? What do I really want? Who do I want to be? Because when you get the answer to that question, that's when you have your independence. That's when you have your freedom. That's when you have peace. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy this one on dealing with difficult people. See you next time.